Blade Runner is a 1982 sci-fi movie directed by Ridley Scott and starring Harrison Ford and Sean Young and Rutger Hauer. The first time that I watched the movie was in 2010, circa. I watched it on my PlayStation 2, the director's cut, and I did enjoy it for the most part. It was during that weird period of time in which I was watching a lot of noir movies as a kid, let's say, and I did enjoy that aspect of this film. This is a noir film, a neo-noir film, with some interesting sci-fi elements. I'm not the biggest sci-fi guy and a fan of that because there's something just weird about space travels and all of that that doesn't really appeal to me. But all the movies that have to do with robots, the meaning of life, androids, and space invasions, everything that's related to Earth mainly, I love it. And now I watched the final cut in preparation to the new movie by Denis Villeneuve, 2049, and it's a freaking amazing movie. And I can honestly see why a lot of people don't like it or find it boring. I had this discussion with some friends. They were saying, oh yeah, Blade Runner, it was on TV the other day. Boring as fuck. And yeah, I have to agree, it is not boring per se to me, but it is a slow-moving film. But I think it's one of the most atmospheric films out there. From the opening of the film with the city of Los Angeles, 2019, and the music by Vangelis playing, it's one of the best soundtracks of all time, and in my opinion makes the movie. Had it had another different, more generic, pulpy soundtrack, it would not have worked, but with the noir aesthetic, with the lighting, the smoke that's coming out, the darkness, the lingering darkness, the rain, it's constantly raining in this film. It's just a shitty-ass world that's just so beautiful to look at. And technically speaking, as you already know, it's a masterpiece, it's fantastic. The use of models is so great that nowadays with the remastered versions, you can almost feel like you could touch them. You're like, that's almost a real building, because actually it is a real building. Well, just like this high, this big, but it's real nonetheless. There's very little CGI and it all works. And story-wise, it is from a more superficial level, this noir story of the private detective who is called back to action to kill some replicants. Well, it's not very normal noir story, but still there are very noir elements, the femme fatale, the evil villain, all those things. But I think that this is one of the best looks at just what it means to be human. It constantly makes you think about it throughout, not only the visuals but also the characters, because the first time around when I watched this film, I was like, yeah, Harrison Ford, it was a bit disappointing, but I really liked Rutger Hauer. His character Batty is interesting to say the least. He's one of the best villains because he really isn't a villain. Can we blame these replicants? They learn that they're not going to live because they're going to develop emotions and they're not supposed to, so they just have to die. And they want to avoid that. He wants to avoid that. Who doesn't want to avoid that? It's I think it's very relatable watching this film, and there are just so many things to talk about, and at the same time everything has been said about this film, so I'm just going to leave it at this. It's I love this film. Watching it now, I really loved it and it has become one of my favorites. I was hoping for that, and it worked. I was thoroughly entertained, even though it is not an action-packed movie with lots of chases. When they happen, they're very realistic, let's say, chases. There isn't music in them. It's very interesting. And the ending that is still making a lot of people talk about it, I honestly don't care. I don't think it's relevant to the overall story. It is a story about humanity, and Deckard rediscovers it at the end. Is he a replicant? Is he not a replicant? Who cares? Really? Is that all that important to you? Does it make or break the film? If it does, I'm sorry, but to me, it doesn't. It is the masterpiece that everyone is calling it to be. So definitely watch Blade Runner if you haven't already, and I can't wait to check out the new film. But still, guys, have you watched Blade Runner? Do you like or do you dislike it? Tell me in the comments below. Thanks guys for watching, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.